Welcome to my lunch sessions. So we got a question from a student here, one of our friends, and this is what he says. To give you a little background, because I know a little bit about his situation. Essentially, his friend is a recovering addict. His friend is an addict, and he is trying to help his friend out in the best way possible, and be a positive, what's up, whoever joined, to be a positive role model in his life, right? So this is what our friend says. Yeah, it's the same friend. So the problem is that his mom believes I was a part of his downfall, which is true. But either way, he ended up getting caught with everything he had on him from his mom coming into the house we were staying at without us knowing. And his mom is trying to move him out of the state or into juvie, and we're all having issues trying to get his mom to be reasonable and keep him here. None of us have contact with him either. How do we bring up that we've been getting him rehab and all that? Because if we haven't brought it up like that, we were the ones that got him into there, then we're all getting screwed because he was already in huge trouble with his family when we brought him in. So essentially, I can only take what you're saying to me and put it in a story. So this is the story that I'm going to try to construct for you, and then we'll break it out from there. I believe that you are trying to tell me that your friend is dealing with drug issues, that you guys party with him a shit ton and probably use with him, alcohol, drugs, whatever. You mentioned something to me when we were talking about psychedelics and how your friend used that at a party, and it kind of made him freak the fuck out and it made him worse almost. And what I'm reading from this text message that you're describing, it's that he's in a real dilemma right now. He's battling with heaven and hell. He's battling with these internal conflicts of dying and surviving. And every one of us has to go through that. Every single one of us on this earth has to go with the battle of heaven and hell, and ultimately what we're going to pick. So you as a friend, you need to realize a couple different things, that like you unconsciously, you're on his journey with him, right? You're on this journey with him, and you guys were using together, and you were partying, and you were hanging out with girls and doing all that, and like doing the bro thing, and it's all good. That's cool. But there's a certain point where somebody is going lower and lower and lower and lower in terms of the mental paradigm. And if you go too low, you're dead, right? Like at a certain point, you're gone, you're dead. That's it. Game's up. Time's up for you. But especially with addicts, especially with somebody who's dealing with substance abuse issues, because I was very close to particular family members, and they had substance abuse issues, and it was like their soul got ripped out from them, right? And what I realized is that there's a certain point that you have to let that person go. You can only help them so much. After you start realizing like, oh shit, like their soul is being ripped out of their body right now. Like stop, like put it back in, like get your shit back together. You know what I mean? Like don't fuck up your life this way. And it makes sense to you, like ABC, like, you know, but to me, I think that people are going through a spiritual battle. I think people need this, this reawakening. The beautiful thing about humans is that we can resurrect. And if you really look into the Bible, and I don't follow Christianity, I don't worship Jesus, I don't pray to Jesus or God or Allah, any of that. But what I realize is that what the Bible is saying is that we can resurrect and that we can come back anew, right? But we have to die first. Not in the physical sense, not the way that Jesus got crucified and he came back to life, but there's a hidden message in that. that you have to look into, and really look into that. And it goes along the point of, if you try to get in the way of letting your friend die spiritually, so to speak, then you are fucking him up even more. You need to step back. You can't die with him. You can't go to the grave with him. It's his thing that he needs to work on. And his mom is being a mother, man. She is looking out for her baby, her boy, her son, and she wants to get him out of there and put him in a rehab facility. And if I want to be real with you, your environment plays a crucial role. You guys said that you did hallucinogens at that party, and I think it was LSD that you're talking to me about. And I have experience with that because on one hand, it was the best experience I've ever had in my life, and it was life-changing in the way that it healed me from the inside out. But two, and I did that in nature, right? There's a missing piece right here. I did it in nature. So it gave me the benefits of being in nature. It gave me the benefits of the sun, of the vitamin D, of taking my shoes off and inserting my feet into the soil. It gave me the benefits of going into this lake and like putting my head in there, my hands kind of swimming around in it, of climbing trees, of almost being like a kid again, you know? However, I went to a casino one time, and in this casino, there was lights, artificial shit. Everything is built off of ego and masculinity and the more darker parts of masculinity and exploitation and using people's fears to participate, to be an active member in what this casino is trying to do for the community, right? Like it thrives off of addiction. Like the same people that go there are the same ones that go back week to week, month to month, year to year. And I felt all of that. When you open yourself up that much, especially with psychedelics, and you have to be careful with this because it's in the Greek root, psychedelic means mind manifesting. And I believe that you are so open, your body's so open when you're taking these psychedelics that you let shit in. It's not just shit that you're getting out of your head. You're so open to receive when you are taking psychedelics. So you have to be careful there, my friend. You have to be careful with what you are opening your mind to. I talk about setting intentions around any psychedelics that you do, about saging your place, about almost being your own shaman when you are doing these psychedelics, because you have to protect yourself. You have to set up boundaries, right? You have to do them around people that you trust and an environment that you trust and that will take care of you. We came from the dirt. We're going to go back to the dirt. So you have to realize that. And that's why I went out to nature with my friend, one of my best friends that I knew since I was 3 years old. I did it with him the first time. And so essentially what I'm saying to you, man, the same way that LSD gets you so in the essence of the environment of what it is, and you become a part of it, it's the same way, but in a more subtle way, that our mind takes in that information. If you submerge yourself around people that are alcoholics, that are beating one another, that there's sexual abuse going on, there's domestic abuse going on, there's all this fucked up energy, and you're taking that in. So what do? You have to work on yourself. Take a step back from the whole situation. It's hard to be objective within our mind. It's hard to separate the ego from yourself. But I think you don't have to. It's not a bad thing. The ego is not a bad thing. The ego is what's going to drive you to get money, to be with girls, to get a good job, to, have status and all that shit. So it's fine. It's good. But you need to become an observer of your actions. And for you to take a step back and look at things from a third person perspective. Picture that you're on a park bench, and you could go into your mind. Picture that you're on a park bench and that you're watching yourself. and you're seeing yourself move and how you behave and how you interact with your friends, and ask yourself if you are serving your friend in the most beneficial way possible. And from what you are telling me, there is less that can be done. Sometimes when we put our energy into something, we only keep the cyclical cycle going of what is. As soon as we unplug, people start going, whoa, whoa, like, where's my friend? Where's my kid? Where's my whoever? You know what I mean? And you start making people become more conscious and aware of their own actions. And the only thing that you have ever, no matter what, is yourself. You always have to come back to yourself. So, with that being said, focus solely on yourself. I challenge you to not do drugs for a little bit. Don't go to parties. Don't hang out with your typical friends for a few weeks. Try to unplug from all that shit. Try to spend more time in solitude. Be with yourself. Feel your body a little bit more. See what's coming up with inside of you, because maybe there's some shit that you need to work on, my friend, because the world is just a reflection of our mind. Our significant other is a reflection of our mind, of what's going on here, right? We have mirrors in front of us, and we see ourselves in a lot of these different mirrors of our family, of our friends, of our society, of how we see our government, how we see our significant other. And you're looking back into yourself in a lot of ways. Unplug from all that shit. Close that iron gate and see what's true to you. Much love, dude. I hope you figure this out. And when you see me, let me know how things are going. Until next time, good luck.